Hello everyone. This presentation is going to be about designing and managing value of marketing channels. So before going into the designing part, first we see what a value network and a marketing channel is. So marketing channel means it is the complete path between the producer and the consumer. So it is the trace of path how a product reaches from the producer to the hands of the consumer. By definition, a marketing channel system is the particular set of interdependent organizations involved in the process of making a product or service available for use of consumption. Similarly, a value network. It is synonymous to a marketing channel, but it includes all the people who are involved in the marketing channel. So here it involves the suppliers, intermediate customers, intermediaries, distributors, and everyone who are involved into the marketing channel. So by definition, a value network is a system of partnerships and alliances that a firm creates to source, augment, and deliver its offerings. There are different types of channel levels. Like 0 level, 1 level, 2 level, 3 level, and multi-channel. So literally, these mean the same. 0 level means there is no intermediary involved. 1 level means one. 2 level means two intermediaries. And subsequently, a multi-channel means there are several intermediaries involved in the delivery of the product. So next is the decisions involved in a marketing channel. Like how, for a business, the basic plan means a lot. Similarly, in a marketing channel as well, the basic decisions means a lot. There are two different ways of taking these decisions, push and pull strategy. Like the terms denote, it means the same exactly. Push means the product is pushed towards the consumers and they are made to buy it. That is taking the product to the customers. Like we showcase things in the showrooms, that kind of approach is a push strategy. Next is the pull strategy. Here, the consumers are attracted towards the product through advertising and promotions. So these are two ways of taking decisions in the marketing channel. Next is the main topic, designing of a marketing system. So in this designing, there are four basic uh, processes. The first is analyzing the customer needs. Next is establishing the channel objectives to identify the major channel alternatives, evaluation of major channel alternatives. We'll see about one by one. Customer needs. For any business or a sales to be more successful, the customers need to be the soul. So analyzing their needs is the main criteria in taking decisions about the business. So what are to be considered is, first is the lot size. Here, lot size means the number of units allowed by the channel to be purchased by the consumer at one instance. That is how much they are able to buy at once is the lot size. Second is the waiting or delivery time. Generally, what customers prefer is less time of waiting and a faster delivery. Third is the spatial convenience. Here, spatial convenience means how easily they are able to reach the products in their vicinity. So here, for example, a customer of an automobile will probably expect the showrooms to be nearby his locality so that the he would have the ease of searching and the repair will take a very less time. The next is the product variety. As we know, more choice means more precision. So, when there is more variety available, people are able to select what they want in an exact manner. And the last one is the service backup. Here, backup means all the add-on services like the installation, repair, delivery, and all other services after the product reaches the consumer. The next step in designing is establishing objectives and constraints. Here, the first thing is targeted service output levels, which means the objectives of the marketing channel should be more specific. Second is the channel objectives. It would vary with the product characteristics. For example, when we have a perishable good, it has to be taken through a direct channel system or a direct marketing system. Or if it is a building good like the bricks, cements, or anything else, it has to be made with the thought that the shipping cost should be reduced. That is, it should be easily transportable. Such considerations to be made. Next is considering the strength and weakness of different types of intermediaries. So there are different types of intermediaries that would be discussed in the later slides. So each type will have their own strengths and weaknesses. Those are to be considered. Next is the ease to adapt to external environment. Here external environment means the volatility of the market, the timing of delivery, the legal restrictions around, and the political stability of the environment. These are to be considered. And the last one is it is influenced by the competitor's channel. Obviously, in any business, there is a competition. So what decisions we make is probably more influenced by the competitors. Next process is identifying the major channel alternatives. So, for anybody, there is so many options available in the market to be chosen as their channel. When there are wide opportunities, they have to consider their own criteria to select the specific channels. These wide options include direct marketing, telemarketing, dealers, distributors, and some wholesalers as well. So their strengths and weaknesses are to be specifically considered and the decisions are to be made exclusive. So what are the types of intermediaries here? Companies, sales force, manufacturers, agencies, and industrial distributors. Next, based on the number of marketing intermediaries, there is exclusive distribution, selective distribution, and intensive distribution. First, when we see the company's own sales force, they are the company's representatives. So they are more motivated and they are more concerned about their work because how much they work reflects on their own salaries and it is their own company. There is a thought of ownership there. And the next is the manufacturers agencies. These are like, it is almost similar to the distributors because here these distributors are given exclusive rights and training and also they are given some promotional supports so that it motivates them towards the sales of the products. Next is based on the number of marketing, it is exclusive, selective and intensive. First coming to exclusive. Here the number of sales representatives are limited. That is, it is based on the control, service, and output level. So, when there are less number of representatives, these people are to be more dedicated towards their work. Here, there a sense of bond is to be built between the consumer and the sales representative, so that due to less number of representatives, the sales of the product would not get declined. So here we can take like automobiles. In automobile industries, when we see there are less number of representatives, but there is a good bond with the customers so that the market is always in a higher position. Next, coming to the selective. Here, the use of people is more than a few, but less than the all. So it is in a limit. There is an exact limit for, followed here. So there is not excess and there is not very few. This is ideal for ideal company. Last thing is the intensive distribution. Here, as the word says intensive, there is more. There is excess of people. Like there are so many outlets, so many people are required to market the product. This comes into play in essential products like snacks or staple goods or everyday use products. These come under the intensive distribution. Next, coming to the terms of responsibility of channel members. There are four types of responsibilities, like the price policy. Here, the distributors are given about the list of price, discounts, and allowances. Next is the conditions of sales. Next is the distributor's territorial rights and the mutual services. So conditions of sales means here the producers give some grants to the dealers and guarantees are provided against defective goods. And mutual services means it includes the franchisee and exclusive channel rights to the dealer. Next is the evaluation of the major alternatives in the channel. There are two approaches. One is the economic criteria and the control and adaptive criteria. Coming to the economic criteria, it is, as the term says, basically about money. So the sales and costs associated with each added sale is considered. So it creates a balance between the cost and sales. How much sales it can generate, that is, how much sales the company can generate, is basically calculated. So with this, it can determine the number of salespeople required. The company will basically build its own representatives. So here, with the economic criteria approach, they can find how well their own people are performing. Next is the control and adaptive criteria. We know markets are volatile and they keep changing. So the salespeople are to be very flexible. They should have some agility, and even the marketing channels should be flexible and keep on changing with what has to be updated. Basically, when the company doesn't have its own salespeople and when it relies on some sales agency, they would concentrate on those buyers who buy more rather on the manufacturer who will think their product has to be brought more. So this is a major concern under a control and adaptive criteria. So far now we have designed a channel and now it is time to manage it. Now here we are to take the decisions about the management of a channel. First process is selecting the channel members. It is to be based on their experience, their growth record, cooperation, their financial status, and how well they perform together. Second thing is the training channel members. So appropriate training has to be provided. Complete catalog about the product should be provided. There should not be a vague explanation of their channel system. Next is the motivation of channel members. It is very much essential in any process to be carried forward. Next is the evaluation. This is based on how they treat a defective good, how well they maintain a decorum to their consumers, how well they conduct with you, and what type of inventory they provide, how fast is their delivery, etc. And the last thing is modifying channel arrangements. This is to be done periodically based on the reviews provided by the consumers. When will a market channel need a change? It is based on the changing choice of consumers and based on new competitors entering into the market, and sometimes due to weaker productivity of the company. Finally, we are going to see about channel integration and systems. Um, Basically, there are three types of marketing channel system: vertical, horizontal, and multi-channel. Vertical means it is a top to bottom approach. It involves producers, wholesalers, and retailers. Here, any one of them will be the captain of the channel and they would lead the others. Under it, there are three types. One is the corporate vertical marketing system. Here, a single ownership is taken into account from production to sales. Second is the administered vertical marketing system. It is based on size of any one of its members. So basically, who has a bigger size of production or bigger size of dominance under the marketing system will have their captainship over the other members. Third is the contractual vertical marketing system. So as the term says, it is based on the contract between all the three members of the marketing system. Next is the horizontal marketing system. Here, unrelated companies, they come together, they exploit and explore the marketing channels inside the market. Next is the multi-channel marketing system. Here, one company with two or more marketing channels will reach the consumers. Last is the channel conflict. So even though we design and manage the marketing channel in a perfect way, there would arise some conflicts. So what is a channel conflict? It occurs when one member's actions prevent another channel from achieving its goal. So this is also based on there are three types under it: vertical, horizontal, and multi-channel. Similarly, vertical means there is conflict between all the three members of the same channel system, and horizontal means the related companies they build up a conflict among themselves, and a multi-channel conflict means there here multi-channel means there is one company but it has different ways of marketing. And a multi-channel conflict means there is conflict between the different channels. So basically, this is all about the marketing channel, its designing, and the decisions involved in the management, and how far the members are to be taken care, how well they are to be in a contact with the consumers, what are the ways to evaluate them, and finally, we had seen about what are the problems associated with the marketing channel. Hope this was explained well. Thank you.